I think the schedule is too tough for the Steelers. And even if you go 9-8, that doesn't mean you're going to make the playoffs.
It's time to play everyone's favorite Follow the Money game. Live from the VSiN studios.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
This is door number 1.
New high score!
What does high score mean? New high score, is that bad? What's that mean? Did I break it?
Or door number 2.
Get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
Here's Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard.
The maestro, Mike Palm, filling in today for Paulie Howard, who was out today and on Monday. So we'll try to compare similar numbers in future markets to see if there's a bet to be made. Door number 1, across different sports here. Door number 1, the Bills to win the AFC East, currently priced at plus 170 at DraftKings. Or door number 2, the Lions to win the NFC North at plus 150.
I think the Lions are a better team than the Bills, but I like the Bills to win their division more at a better price. I think the Packers are going to give more resistance in that division to the Lions than either the Dolphins or Jets will to the Bills.
You're not high on the Jets?
I think it's tough to ask at his age and coming off an injury for him to be spectacular. And do you love the offensive line? I don't know. I'm not sure they're great at run or pass blocking. I think there's a lot of red flags coming out of Miami. Fangio leaving doesn't help at all either. So
I would agree.
I'll take the Bills in this spot, even though I think they're on the decline. So the division, no one's stepping up.
We had Paul Charchian on earlier this week from KFan in Minneapolis. The two teams that he has in the Super Bowl. Well, I know.
Is it the Vikings and who?
It's not.
Or are they going to be 13-4 again this year?
No, 5-win team.
Who? The Vikings?
The Vikings only won 5 games.
Church always goes way high on the Vikings.
Way low this year.
Are you serious?
Houston and Detroit will play in the Super Bowl. Which, is it good or bad? I'm in line with his bad line of thinking.
I feel like, the Super Bowl loser curse? Like, that's Detroit, because, as far as they can go is the NFC Championship game. You're up 17 on the road, and you force them to kick a field goal to start the second half. Campbell said it after the game. How do we get back to that point?
They'll learn from it. It's
going to be really hard to get back to that.
But the overall roster makeup is phenomenal.
They've done everything perfectly,
They're
right?
so good.
They got the,
Ben Johnson, elite play caller.
They keep him. They got a steady Eddie quarterback that does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Campbell's the biggest question mark.
Well, America fell in love with this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did, but I still think it's tough. It's a blue-collar town, but it's tough to get back there to where you had the game in your hand.
It's tough to repeat what they did. I get it. I also think that the Niners come back to the pack this year a little bit, though.
Do you?
That schedule.
Because of the schedule.
Oh, the schedule's brutal. Door number 1, the Pittsburgh Steelers to make the playoffs at plus 170, or door number 2, the Cowboys to miss the playoffs at plus 180.
I'll take door number 2 here, because I think the schedule is too tough for the Steelers. And even if you go 9-8, that doesn't mean you're going to make the playoffs. You have to kind of handicap who are the wild card teams, right? To make this bet, to miss the playoffs, make the playoffs. So I think Philly obviously is winning the East. Somebody has to win the South. Now, I think the Packers or Lions, one wins the division, one's a playoff team. I think San Francisco wins the division. Now, in the West, would you handicap here? Seattle was close. They get a new coach in town. The Rams showed a heck of a lot at the end of the year last year. I think the Cowboys might only be a 9-win team this year. I don't know what to make. I think Washington is the wild card in that division. I think the Giants are awful. I would bet the Giants to be last in that division if that was a bet. So I just think the Steelers, that schedule, then they got to play everybody in their division and Kansas City over 2.5 months. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I can't believe
it's so ridiculous.
As I said the day after the schedule release, I can't believe they hit submit.
If they make the playoffs, is Tomlin automatically the coach of the year?
I think he does, right?
I mean, I get to look at the bet. If you think they're going to make the playoffs, bet him for coach of the year.
If they win 10 games, Mike Tomlin is going to have an incredible case to win that award this year. Door number 1, the New York Rangers to win their series down 0-1 against Florida, plus 250 or so. Or door number 2, Dallas to come back and win their series after losing last night.
Give me Dallas plus 160. I think they might get swept, the Rangers. I think Florida's that good.
Oh, you love Florida.
They're a train. And then Bobrovsky shuts them out in game 1.
Why not Bob for Conn Smythe?
Why not Bob?
What about Bob?
The problem with Florida for the Conn Smythe is that their offense is spread out. And you make the Barkov to Chuck. There's no one like, it's McDavid if it's Edmonton, right? I mean, you could argue.
He's a short shot now.
But why not Bob? And he keeps playing like he's made all the big saves for
I think
him
I'm
so
going to have
far.
to bet him today.
Bet him.
I think I need to bet him.
Go bet him.
Are you going to?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Sure, we'll go 50-50.
I like it.
There you go.
What number is Jeff Davis offering here? I'll
Put
go
those
see.
$20 in the machine over at Boyd.
Door number 1, Paul Skeens to win National League Rookie of the Year at 4-1. Or door number 2, Luis Heel to win American League Rookie of the Year at 5-1.
This heel is really, really good. I bet
Boy,
him,
is he ever.
I bet him yesterday. I bet the Yankees. They were short. They were a short favorite at home to Seattle because of Castillo, but Castillo has not been sharp.
Yeah.
I was especially impressed that Boone let him go deep into that game. And he let him get out of trouble in the 6th inning when he was already over 90 pitches. I think while the obvious choice might be Skeens, I'll take heel here in this spot.
I think the competition in the National League is the biggest worry here.
Mm-hmm.
So many guys, the other pitchers that he has to overcome already. And I don't think the American League competition is that great. Again, this note from Kevin Rogers' previous segment, Luis Heel 9-1, first 5 so far this season. Door number 1, Juan Soto or Aaron Judge to win the American League MVP, or door number 2, you get the field.
I'll take the 2 Yankees. I'm not especially in love with anybody else here. Gunnar doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
I like Tucker a bit, but I don't know that the Astros are making the playoffs. I mean, Valdez gave up 8 runs the other night. I mean,
He's your former guy.
yeah. But I mean, and Javier's been shaky. I think I took them at plus 180 to miss the playoffs after 3 weeks. So I would take the 2 Yankees in this spot. And by the way, they were booing Judge every at bat, and he was hitting 210, and all of a sudden he's hitting 275. Takes a lot to go there.
2 guys I want to point out that in the field, the number on Jose Ramirez is still pretty high. Like he's in the 40 to 60 to 1 range. I'm saying if the Guardians win 95 games somehow, or the Royals do that and they win their division, Bobby Witt's absurdly good.
I think there's somewhat of a bias to these people in the center of the country, though. That it's tough.
I think
that you don't watch a lot of their games.
The narrative is already behind Soto and Judge, which is big.
I do.
Okay. On that same note, door number 1, we'll revisit a popular conversation from last year. You get the Dodgers and the Braves to win the National League pennant, or door number 2, you get the field.
What's the price? Do you have the price on this?
I don't see that bet available.
I have to take the field with the Phillies. And then we just had the conversation with Kevin about the wild card teams, and I still think the Padres are live. Profar is a very underrated player. And be able to put him at the top.
Too.
You know, he was the number 1 rated prospect at one point in baseball. And then they sent him to the abyss in Colorado, right? And he lost his soul. He's back. Cronenworth's very good. Darvish is pitching the best that I've seen him since he gave up 5 runs in the first inning to the trash can banging Astros in Game 7. It took him this long to overcome that game. I think he looks really good. We both like Cease. We talked about King. This knuckleballer yesterday was pretty good in Cincinnati. I think the Padres are very live to make a run in the playoffs. I think they get a wild card. And obviously the NL Central winner is going to be in that group as well with the field.
To your question that you had for Kevin Rogers, again, last segment, Cubs get in. What if the Pirates get in? And they can go Skeens, Jones, and Keller back to back to back.
Man,
Keller.
Keller.
Well, who else
Would you
do you
stop with this kid from Cedar Rapids?
Okay, what
this
Cubs?
is about the biggest false ace of all time when he's their number 1 pitcher. I know, but I mean,
how about the Cubs though? Imanaga, Assad.
Cubs are interesting, but I don't know that lineup
They gotta
day
have
in and
somebody.
day out can grind out enough runs.
All right, despite being winless as a team, Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark has moved from -$7 to a $10 favorite to win Rookie of the Year. You can lay that big price, or door number 2, take the field at plus 560.
Pass.
Pass! No, you don't get to pass.
I have to take somebody?
Yeah.
I take the field.
Is that because you're an Iowa fan and you're just trying to do this as a jinx?
No, maybe they'll break her legs or something here. Did you watch they're flagrant 2s that they don't call in this league.
They're getting away with a lot.
It's really the physical contact.
And then they call her for some ticky-tack stuff.
And then she gets the technical when they're tied in the game and all that.
Yeah.
But she's probably going to win it. I'm not laying 1,000. I mean, there's too many things that can happen.
Although I will say this. Their schedule has been a total meat grinder so far.
It's a really good, it's worse than the Steelers. 3 games in 4 nights on a West Coast trip.
Yes.
But this is a really good rookie class, too. That's another reason why I take the field. Really good rookie class.
Solid.